Hi Aquarius, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for July. Hope you're well. I am going to take a second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Aquarius out there, so guys, take what resonates for you. Just leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse in a general reading, so if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. But as always, please don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Aquarius? Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, you are starting out with temptation. You have the Star. And coming out together, you have the Eight of Cups reversed along with entrapment. Okay, so I can tell you that whatever is taking place here is pretty major. Out of 4 cards, you have 3 of the major arcana. I do feel like there is somebody that you have a strong connection to. I do feel that you're hoping and you're waiting for this person to come back into your energy. You're very hopeful, and I feel like, you know, there's a prayerful energy. I see somebody praying here as well. You just feel a strong attraction, like you can't resist this person. There could have been some toxic elements to this connection, though. It could have been that there was something, some kind of codependency. I'm not sure, but there was some kind of toxic energy here. I do feel like you're waiting for this person to return to you, though. So let me see who is in your energy. Show me who is in Aquarius energy, please. Show me who is in Aquarius energy, please. All right. All right, so we have the Mentor in reverse. We have the Nine of Cups. And we have the Princess of Pentacles in the reverse. So I definitely feel like this person is somebody who, you know, isn't really offering much right now, or there might be a lack of communication. But the thing is, this person sees you as being wish fulfillment. I do feel like they're trying to figure out, you know, what it is that they really want in life. There is some silence that's here between the two of you. And I feel like with the High Priest in the reverse, there's been an ending. You could be dealing with a Taurus here, but there's definitely been an ending. And this person is trying to figure out, well, what is it that I really do want in life during this break from you? Now, I feel like you want this person to come back towards you. They are experiencing some changes that are going on. 5s are typically about change. So I do feel like this person is going through some changes, and they're a little resistant to some of those changes as well. Let me see the energy between Aquarius and this person. Oh, deception in reverse. That's very interesting. So I definitely see an ending. I definitely feel that you are very strongly attracted to this person, but with deception in the reverse, something was realized, something came out, something was like put on blast here, and it left one of you feeling exposed. And I don't feel like it was you. I definitely don't feel like it was you. I feel like it was the other person. So, yeah, that's the energy between the two of you. Because in this particular deck, this is, remember the story of the Emperor? The Emperor who was wearing no clothes and nobody would tell him? Well, it's in the reverse, so that means that somebody told them. Somebody revealed something. It could have even been like a third party somehow revealed that. Temptation in this deck is the devil. All right. So it caused a tower moment for you. And I feel like this person, whatever was exposed here was toxic. I was getting that earlier, and I do feel like, you know, whatever this is, it caused a tower moment in your life. There was toxic element to it. So somebody got exposed. Let's see what's affecting the connection. Okay, I don't usually do that, but I was told to take all three. So, okay, so we have redemption. We have the Queen of Wands. And we have the Wheel in reverse. Interesting. All right, so like I said, I don't normally take all of these cards in this position, but I do feel that I was supposed to in this case. You want a reconciliation. I feel like you're waiting for this person to take action. You're hopeful, and I feel like, you know, I feel like you believe this person is going to come back to you. And I do feel like you will be gracious when they do. But you want them to take the action. In their energy, this person, whatever this person engaged in that they got exposed, it's not over. Something here is not over. This person, there's some kind of toxic energy that this person was exposed for, and that cycle has not completed. But it doesn't mean it's not going to. Okay, you could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let me see. Capricorn is here. Show me the outcome. Your cards are just popping for you. All right, so you have the Fairy Godmother in reverse. That's like the Empress. And then we have the Chariot in reverse. So this was a big deal for you. Again, we're getting major arcana even in your outcome. Like almost all of your cards, Aquarius, are major arcana. I do feel that by the end of the week, this is not going to move forward, at least not the way you would like for it to. And it's because there's something that this person still has to learn here before this cycle can end and they can actually come forward. I feel like, Aquarius, this person has been humbled. This person got exposed. It caused a big tower moment for you. You would love for this to come back together. You've been waiting for this person to come back towards you in the right manner. And I have to say that, in the right manner. But right now, I don't feel like that's going to happen this week. I do feel like there's a need for you to focus on yourself. There's a need for you to look at your value, your self-worth, because this could have caused you to kind of question yourself. See, this caused a big tower moment in your life. So whatever this is has been very significant in your life. I do feel that this person is going to come towards you, but I don't feel like it's going to be anytime soon. And that is because I feel like this person walked away looking for something elsewhere. They thought that the grass was greener on the other side. They've been exposed in some sort of toxic energy here, and now they don't know how to pull out of it. I feel like you're not in communication with this person, and I feel like they're not moving towards you because they're ashamed, for one. And I also feel like this person, there could even be like some addiction problems. There's definitely something toxic, but they're not moving towards you currently. And that's causing you to question yourself. So don't question yourself, you know, with regard to this. This person moved away because they were looking for something that was not present in the relationship, but it was toxic. All right, so bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups in the reverse. This is underlying energy, and it does indicate that there's been an ending. It also indicates that this is possibly a soulmate. So let's clarify. Spirit, why is temptation here? Yeah, something was revealed. The High Priestess in the reverse. Now we have the High Priestess and we have the Mentor, so there could be something to do with a spiritual connection between the two of you, but it could also be very karmic. And then we have Justice. So you're asking for justice with regard to this, you know, what has occurred here between you and this person. You want to balance things out. However, you also want this person to approach you in the correct manner. So something was exposed. We see that it was exposed about this person. It caused this ending. But this person, I feel like, you know, like all their dirty laundry got tossed out on Front Street. Let's see why the Star is here. Yeah, you're up in your head about it. You think about this person a lot. You worry about it. You don't know how to proceed, but you're hopeful that this person will reach out to you in order to bring this connection back together. You do definitely feel this person is a soulmate. Let me see the bottom energy for Aquarius. Yeah, the Ace of Cups. You love this person. You do. Four of Wands reversed. Some of you were married to this person, and the Knight of Wands reversed. So yeah, this person went gallivanting off on their own pursuits, you know, with player energy here. I feel like you're not in communication with them. I see the ending here. For some of you, it was an ending of a long-term relationship. Others of you, it was a marriage. And now you're waiting for this person to come back because you feel that this is your soulmate. But you're not going to have them come back with just any old energy. You want them to come back, you know, with justice, doing the right thing. So let's look at their energy. Your energy looks very clear, very clean. But let's look at theirs. Why is the Mentor in reverse? Some of you are dealing with a Taurus. Yeah, they engaged in sex with somebody new. There was some sort of you know, sexual escapade here that ended this connection. It was with a new person, a different person. They moved towards someone new. Why is the Nine of Cups here? And it ended this connection. The Hermit in reverse and the Three of Coins reversed. Yeah, they haven't learned their lesson. So they broke a soul contract with you, Aquarius, and they haven't quite learned their lesson yet. They did whatever they wanted to do. That's as simple as I can put it. They were like, no, this is what I want to do. And they just went off and did whatever they wanted to do. It ended a solid foundation with you. It broke a soul contract. And now this is somebody that fucked around and found out, basically. They do want to talk to you. I can tell you that. But I feel like they're not moving in your direction just yet. They could be embarrassed. I definitely feel that they're not being cooperative with the universe because there's a lesson that this person is being exposed to, but they're resistant. It's a change that they're resistant to. And so there's a need for this person to go within and to figure out what it is that they really do want, and also to put an end to whatever this foolishness is that they've become engaged in. So they're resisting this change. Why is the Princess of Pentacles in reverse? For the person in Aquarius energy. All right, so we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. And we have the King of Pentacles reversed. This person is having some financial issues. They're fine. So, you know, as a result, so you've asked for karmic justice. Well, the karmic justice is coming to this person because their finances are being blocked. It's not coming through people. It's coming through a blockage of their finances here. I do feel like this person was not loyal to you. And they could have physically blocked you, like on social media or whatever, but it's because they don't want you to know. If that's the case, they don't want you to know what's going on with, you know, somebody else. I do feel like there's a lack of communication here, definitely. And I definitely feel that this person is experiencing losses right now. So they're resisting the lesson that came with this Tower moment. All right, let me see the energy between Aquarius and this person. So you're dealing with somebody that's pretty hard-headed and stubborn. You could be dealing with a Virgo. I see Taurus, very strong Virgo, and also Capricorn is very strong. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, their money is definitely coming slow. You may be hearing about that, and you may be feeling like that is just, you know, that's justice. So I do see the ending. Whatever secret got exposed, you realize that this connection was not stable. So I do see the ending. I do see you asking for karmic justice, and I do see that karmic justice coming about through finances versus through people. There's definitely something to do with that. Their money is moving really slow, really slow. And I feel like this person feels stuck. They're unable to move forward, but they're trying, after whatever this was that was revealed, I feel like they're trying to address the issue, but they're stuck in it. They can't. They don't want to go within. They don't want to acknowledge that they broke a soul contract with you. They don't want to acknowledge that they put themselves in this situation. So until they can do that, I feel like they're going to stay stuck. Yeah, they're stuck in some sort of deception or illusion, and they won't acknowledge it. They put themselves in some sort of delusion. All right, let me see what's affecting the connection. Okay, so we have the Ten of Cups. We have the Moon. And Page of Pentacles reversed again. All right, so there's still secrets that are here. There's definitely still secrets. Some have been exposed. It caused this ending, but there's still secrets. Now, you could be keeping your feelings about wanting to bring this back together a secret, hoping that this person will come to you and will, you know, make things right between the two of you, because I can see that would make you very happy. You think about it a lot. You're up in your head. You're also wondering, are there more things that this person hasn't told you? And it does look like there are. And it has to do with third parties, to be quite honest with you. I do feel like this person has a lack of communication. Justice is coming about because their money is being affected. I don't know if this new person has affected their money. That's highly probable. Somebody could be like taking them for everything they're worth. But I feel like there is still someone in their energy that this person is keeping secret. And that's one of the reasons why this cycle isn't ending. The lack of communication is also keeping this cycle going. It's really simple. This person has not learned their lesson. They refuse to learn their lesson. They refuse to, you know, make changes that would be more positive, that would affect their life in a more positive manner. They're very concerned with what they want, but not so much with what anybody else wants. It's a selfish energy. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome at the end of the week. Show me the outcome for, no. Show me the outcome for Aquarius. It's chaotic. Show me the outcome for Aquarius at the end of the week. There we go. All right, so we have Temperance. We have the Three of Wands in the reverse. And we have Judgment in reverse. Okay, so you may be deciding that this is not where your future lies. You might be deciding, okay, this person is not getting it. You know, I wanted to balance this out. I wanted to bring healing to this. However, they're not nurturing the connection. They're not bringing anything. This is not growing. They're not coming forward because, and keep in mind, it has nothing to do with you, Aquarius. It has everything to do with this person not wanting to face your responsibility, accountability. You know, it's like they want to do whatever they want to do, and they don't want to acknowledge that what's taking place here, especially with their finances, is a direct result of their actions. So I do see you're being spiritually protected, by the way. I see you balancing out your energy. There's a lot of prayer that's going on here, but I also feel like you could have somebody new coming into your energy. You may meet this person, but for the most part, you want to balance this out with this person. Even though you see this person as a bit of a player, even though there's no communication between the two of you, you're still hoping that this person is going to come back in your direction. Now, in the meantime, I do see somebody new entering your energy. Some of you may move towards that person and others, you know, not so much. But I do feel like you're being protected here. And I can see why. I feel like your energy is very, almost innocent here. Now, in this person's energy, they're unable to move forward. And it's because this person, this person is using very poor judgment. They're not going to want to bring this back together. They may have even blocked you. But it's because this person is refusing to acknowledge that they're receiving karma for what they've done in this connection. There were secrets. There's still secrets. There was inappropriate sexual behavior, it looks like. But this person doesn't want to go within. They don't want to figure things out. They don't want to find the answers. I can see that this person broke a soul contract. They're stuck on that loop, and it is a loop that is going to bring this negative karma to them until they decide to make a change here, until they decide to cooperate with the universe itself, until they decide to use better judgment, to move forward in a more successful manner. So this person they're creating their own karma and then refusing to acknowledge it, basically. And that's why this connection ended. So, you know, you may want to move towards somebody new. This person is very stubborn. They're resisting change. Bottom of the deck is the Devil in the reverse. This is underlying energy. That's exactly the energy that's between the two of you. So this does tell me that as an underlying energy, this person, there's still going to be this exposure that this person's going to go through. They're still going through their karma, and you need to work on self. You need to ask yourself why it is that you are still hoping and praying that this person will be in your life, because they are extremely toxic. I do feel like, you know, you need to kind of ask yourself these questions and really determine from a more detached viewpoint, do you want to be involved with somebody that is keeping secrets, that is acting out, you know, inappropriately, that is stuck in their own karmic wheel, as it were? You know, that's something that you have to look at in your own energy. So, all right, I'm going to pull from the Oracles, Aquarius, pulling for the sign of Aquarius. right, let's see what we have. Yeah, number 22. That condenses to a 4. 4s are generally about stability, but it's called chameleon. So let's see. I'm going to read that for you if you give me just a second. Yeah, it's about adapting. So it says adapt. It's about assessing, observing, modifying, and change. It says this scene is a visual metaphor for change and the importance of being able to adapt to shifts in circumstances. Here, a multicolored chameleon is held in the girl's delicate hand. The two are framed by beautiful hydrangea bush. This lizard is a master of camouflage. It blends in by swiftly changing the color of its skin to match the surrounding environment. By using this adaptation, it can more effectively avoid predators and is better able to catch prey. The girl, on the other hand, having made no changes to her appearance, is clearly visible and exposed. Her changes occur within. Our skill at adapting to different people as well as changing situations and surroundings is an important factor in coping with the challenges of life. Yeah, that definitely makes sense here because I do see, I do see that you're also not adapting to the situation, Aquarius, so that might be something you need to look at. There's also a quote here by Jim Rohn. It says, your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Wow, that's pretty powerful. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Aquarius. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And until I see you guys in your next reading, Aquarius, know that you are loved and namaste.